I don't want to sit here and take too much of your guys' time. I really don't. It's already 10:20. And I say this all the time. I don't want to sit here because I am just zoned out from the shows. I really am. This is Wrestlemania. And I'm honestly sick and tired of the lackluster bullshit that WWE puts forth during WrestleMania season. And this has been a recurring theme for the past several years. I just feel like everything regarding WrestleMania is just, you know what? We're going to rush it out to everybody in the last 4 weeks, and this is what you're getting. Nothing has had time to breathe outside of Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, two part-timers. One who has been retired for fucking 12 years, in Bill Goldberg. Nothing has had time to breathe outside of Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. You could probably say the same thing about Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, being that this storyline has been built up for about 6 months plus. So I'll give them a pass as well. Everything else, I mean, you could probably add Jericho and Kevin Owens into that, but honestly, like I mentioned on Monday Night Raw review last night, how much are you going to invest yourself into this after we've seen Kevin Owens have a 7-month title reign, being treated like a fucking clown, and then drop the title to Goldberg in 22 seconds? And then WWE wants to give us Kevin Owens, the Kevin Owens that we wanted, all these 7 months. They give us the Kevin Owens that we want, that we seen back in NXT, for the final build going into WrestleMania. Too little, too late. It's too little, too late. If Kevin Owens was built up the way Kevin Owens should have been built up, as a dominant champion, a fighting champion, someone who wasn't doing stand-up comedy, and realized that, listen, I'm a world champion for this brand. Maybe I should be a little bit more serious. Then maybe I would be, you know what? This is going to be a great match. I'm all in on this. Not to say that they're not going to put on a great match, but there's an emotional disconnect there. Yeah, I love Kevin Owens, and yeah, I love Chris Jericho's work for the time that he's been back, but is it going to last? Are they really going to make me say, you know what? I loved all 7 months of this. And this was a great conclusion to this match at WrestleMania. Are they going to do that? My answer should be yes. My answer should be undoubtedly yes. Jericho and Owens, I can't wait to see this blow off. But I sit here and I honestly tell you that I can't give a flying fuck about what happens. That doesn't mean I'm not interested. I just don't care. When you watch professional wrestling, you're supposed to connect with the performers in the ring on an emotional level. This is what made watching WWF back in the day so great. We cared about what happened. We cared when someone lost. We cared when there was an interference. We were on the edge of our seats when there was a fuck finish about to happen and somebody was going to get fucked out of a championship match. We clinged to the fucking edge of our couches in '92, watching Ric Flair win the Royal Rumble. I mean, what has wrestling become when everything is just void of an emotional feeling between the viewer at home and the people in the audience, where they sit dead silent all night long? They pay X amount of money to go sit in an arena and not say a goddamn fucking thing. We live in a day and age where there's an emotional disconnect from the people watching and the people performing. And people are okay with it. People are okay with it. You'll sit at home and you'll sit on Reddit and you'll fucking calculate these polls and you'll look at social media, and mostly everybody just is okay. They settle. They settle for mediocrity. I don't want to sit here and settle for mediocrity, man. I really don't. I really don't. SmackDown ended 2016 on such a high note. They put on a pay-per-view level SmackDown. They went into the Royal Rumble, putting on great shows. They went into the Elimination Chamber, putting on great shows. I'm not saying that SmackDown is becoming the next Raw, or they're putting on shows just as bad as Monday Night Raw. They're still better than Monday Night Raw. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. SmackDown is still leagues above Monday Night Raw. But for what we have come to know and expect from SmackDown, the last 2 weeks have been completely fucking lazy. Lazy. And I don't even think it's their fault. I don't even think it's their fault. WrestleMania's build has been fucking abysmal. It has been awful. WrestleMania is the biggest show of the fucking year. This should be a culmination of months. I'm not talking about 4 or 5 months. Months. Dating back to a little bit after WrestleMania last year. Should be a culmination of a lot of things. Leading towards this event, ending at that event. Monday Night Raw is the new season. New faces, new feuds, new title matches. Just a new feel. WrestleMania has been built. The platform for WrestleMania 33 has been built and given to us in a rushed fashion. They laid everything out on the line in 4 weeks. They laid everything out that they want you to think is their most important in 4 weeks, with nothing at all, with room to breathe. Still, we don't know what's going on with several different components. We don't know whether championships are going to be defended or not. We don't know what type of match the women are going to be in on SmackDown. We don't know who's going to be in the match. We've barely seen a fucking tag team match on SmackDown outside of what we've seen with Alpha and the Usos tonight. Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin were absent from the show, except for a small backstage interview with Baron Corbin about what happened last week. Now, I understand that WWE might have an easy out with something like that, and they don't want to write storyline week in and week out. It's okay to take an off week, but what that means to me, what that shows me, is that some of the writers are not really in tune or keen on writing week to week to keep the people interested. And they have to take that out week. This week was one of those weeks for the Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Championship isn't even fucking confirmed for WrestleMania 33. This is the laziness that I speak of. American Alpha, one of the most highly touted tag teams when they were in NXT on the fucking planet, don't have a match at WrestleMania. The Usos cut their best promo of their career 3 weeks ago. Was there any follow-up to that? Of course not. What happened to that? Where did all that energy and emotion that got people interested, what did you do with that? You took it, you crumpled it up, and you threw it away. The women. What's going on with the women? Why are they fighting for the women's championship? Is there any underlying story here? No, there is not. The women have been one of the best things about SmackDown since the brand split. The last 3 weeks, you took all of that emotion that I had for the women And you ruined it. Because you showed me that, okay, we have nothing for them. We don't have one solid storyline here. You know what? We're going to put them all in one match and let them all fight for the title. Where's the emotion? There's no emotion in that match. And if there's no emotion in that women's title match, I am not going to care who wins or who loses. It's just going to be one of those matches that I watch blindly as I stare at the fucking television, waiting for it to be over so I can get up, go to my refrigerator, and pop open another beer. This is what I'm talking about. But you people settle for mediocrity. You people settle for, whatever, it's good. And then you have no explanation as to why it's good. That's good. Why, because it's SmackDown? No. I'm not here, and I'm not in this fucking thing we call YouTube to come on here and suck one brand's cock and fuck the other. No. I'm not doing that. SmackDown doesn't get a pass. When they're bad, I will say that they're bad. When they're lazy, I will say that they're lazy. Tonight, SmackDown was lazy. Last week, SmackDown was lazy. 2 weeks is a losing streak. Okay? That's what I call a losing streak when we watch professional wrestling. One bad week, okay. One lazy week, okay. You can bounce back. You got 2? There's no excuse for 2. There's no excuse for 2. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. And SmackDown is better than that. But do you guys get where I'm coming from? Where is the emotion in this WrestleMania? There is no emotion. Whatever glimpse of emotion that WWE has, it's going towards AJ and Shane and Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. And then you got Austin Aries and Neville. There's emotion there because we know how capable these guys are. We know how capable these guys are to deliver a 5-star match. That's where the emotion is in that match. But The Miz doing the greatest work of his career on the microphone, being the best heel on SmackDown Live. John Cena always bringing the fucking heat on the microphone, making it feel like a big match. There's emotion there. Because you see the emotion from the competitors in the ring. But as far as WrestleMania as a whole, this WrestleMania sucks. Absolutely, downright fucking lazy. And it all starts with the fucking higher-ups. Because they want to get everything out in 4 weeks instead of building right from the Royal Rumble. This thing should be fucking step by step by step. Match after match after match being announced with writers that you hire and fucking pay top dollar for to write good, compelling storylines that could last 3 months. You can't even last 3 weeks. Give me a fucking break. When you got The Undertaker and Roman Reigns fighting over God knows what at WrestleMania, what the fuck are they fighting over? Whose yard is it now? Did The Undertaker bury a bone and hide it from Roman Reigns? Did The Undertaker steal Roman's dinner? Huh? What the fuck are they fighting for? When did The Undertaker ever lose his yard? Because he was eliminated from the Royal Rumble? That's what constitutes as a fucking WrestleMania match nowadays. Nothing even was followed up after that. There was no post-match beatdown. There was nothing but a fucking emotionless days. Eye to eye between Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. Put them in WrestleMania. Nothing like Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. Nothing like that. Remember that Royal Rumble where Shawn Michaels eliminated Kurt Angle and Angle came back and fucking legit shed blood? That's emotion. That constituted as a WrestleMania match. And look at the match that they put on. No emotion in anything that this company offers for WrestleMania. And it's been a common theme for months, for years, with this build and this fucking show. This is supposed to be the best show of the year. We'll be lucky to get 2 matches out of this fucking piece of shit that I said, you know what? It was worth it. 6 hours of emotionless fucking drivel. And it all starts with writing like you seen on tonight's show. That's my fucking rant. You don't like it? Too fucking bad. Kiss my ass, suck my cock, go watch somebody else. Because tonight's show is fucking lazy. Raw is garbage. The WWE is fucking lazy. The only thing worth anything on this show was AJ Styles, Shane McMahon, and The Miz. That was it. Literally, everything else on this show, including Randy Orton, was fucking boring. Fucking boring. They don't even put emotion into Randy Orton anymore. And him fighting the Wyatts. I'm even over that. Bray Wyatt's a different story. We had a fucking flat-out satanic ritual on SmackDown, which I thoroughly enjoyed, by the way. But, again, I said it on Monday Night Raw. Randy Orton turns babyface. For 2 weeks, it's like, this is great. It's refreshing. Soon as he goes into WrestleMania and wins that title, goodbye. All the emotion that I felt for Randy Orton in his days with the Wyatt family, right down the drain. Rinse and repeat with this company. Rinse and repeat. SmackDown Live opened with Daniel Bryan on the phone. I don't know who he was talking to. I thought it was Brie, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought he was talking to his fucking wife about what was going on with the show. It might have been Shane McMahon. I have no fucking idea. He said that The Miz is having a special Miz TV with Maurice tonight. And Randy Orton is going to be speaking about the Bray Wyatt situation. He also said that Mickie James and Alexa Bliss would wrestle tonight. AJ Styles then walks in and demanded that he talk to Shane McMahon. Daniel Bryan said that McMahon would be here later tonight. Styles said that he would tell the fans exactly what he thinks about Shane, and Bryan warned him about what he had to say. AJ is pissed off. He feels cheated. He wants to talk about where his career is going on SmackDown Live. Whether he walks away because he doesn't have a WrestleMania match, or he takes things into his own hands and he gets a WrestleMania match by the actions of himself tonight. He's going out there and he's going to do what needs to be done. AJ Styles then walked out to the ring and started this show off in the ring. By the way, I do want to make mention. 2 things before I get on into what actually happened in the ring. Before I forget, because this is very important. Number 1, Pittsburgh fucking sucks. Okay? This is a normal thing with Pittsburgh. The last few shows, Pittsburgh, awful. If you're not going to make any noise, stay the fuck home. Stay the fuck home. Jericho has a list, right? And the things that he doesn't like makes the list. WWE should have a fucking list about the cities that they go into for these live shows, Raw and SmackDown, and if these crowds underperform and suck dick through 2 or 3 hours of this show, they are banned for 2 years. Flat. Pittsburgh is one of those fucking crowds. Awful. Absolutely awful. And I don't want to fucking hear all the shows are garbage. What do they got to cheer for? Well, if you fucking know what's going to happen at these shows, don't buy a goddamn fucking ticket. Stay home. Have a glass of wine. Tuck your kids into bed. Watch it from the fucking comfort of your own home. You got to go to an arena and spend hundreds of dollars to sit down there and do, who is this? I don't care about being here, but I gotta take little Jimmy to the fucking WWE. Come on, man. Number 2, Mauro Ranallo got snowed in. Mauro Ranallo got snowed in. David Otunga was out filming a movie. Hopefully he fucking films multiple movies and fucking stays away, period. Mauro Ranallo got snowed in. For everybody that wants to make fun of Mauro Ranallo and his catchphrases, and he's too over the top, and he's eccentric, and he gets borderline annoying sometimes, you clearly heard the presence that Mauro Ranallo brings to a show. Now, I don't mind Tom Phillips on NXT. I thought Tom Phillips with Corey Graves on NXT was absolutely fucking great. They gelled, they did it right there for an hour. Tom Phillips for 2 hours with nobody but JBL. Moves weren't being called. Moments of dead silence in between certain segments, certain parts of the match. Whereas I know Mauro Ranallo would say something to keep you fucking interested and to keep your ears perked up. Tom Phillips doesn't say a goddamn thing. I'd rather have the encyclopedia naming off wrestling moves that I can't even fucking comprehend than have silence with Tom Phillips. So, you want to make fun of Mauro Ranallo next time, and you want Tom Phillips as the lead announcer. By far, Tom Phillips is nowhere near a lead announcer for SmackDown. Mauro Ranallo is irreplaceable. Fuck that. You've seen how great he is, and when he's not there, you see how sorely missed he really is. Just letting you guys know about that before I fucking forget. Styles walked out to the ring, cuts a promo about being tired of being messed with by Bryan and McMahon. He says that he should be main eventing WrestleMania. He said John Cena didn't jump through hoops like he had to. He brought up Cena getting a WWE Championship match just like that. He asked and he got it. He's got to go through the Battle Royal. He's got to go through Elimination Chamber. He's got to go through Luke Harper. He's got to go through Randy Orton. And after all that, he still did not get his one-on-one match. And he still is not going to the main event of WrestleMania. He even mentioned Randy Orton burning down Bray Wyatt's fucking house. Was Randy Orton arrested? Was Randy Orton treated as a fucking criminal? Doing criminal things and criminal acts? No. He's not getting punished. He's going to WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. Anyway. He took credit for WWE's success and said that he doesn't even have a match at WrestleMania. Styles said that he had the best 2016 of anybody and put SmackDown on the map. He also said that he could have slapped Daniel Bryan in the face, but Bryan is nothing more than a mere puppet. But Shane, on the other hand, is a different story. Styles said that he will walk out. Let me rephrase that. Styles said that he will talk about his career with McMahon when he arrives at the arena. And he also says he will talk about his career with McMahon if he still has a career. And then he left the ring. Very good promo by AJ Styles. And this is just a taste of what is to come. We got 2 weeks left to go. This is what I'm talking about as far as emotion. Styles is bringing the intensity. Shane is going to match that intensity. When these two are in the ring at WrestleMania, you're probably looking at the best match of the night. They could be best match of the night. I'm not saying that it is. I think Austin Aries and Neville are really going to rival anything on that show. But I'm telling you, the intensity between Styles and Shane should not go unnoticed. Do not. And I'm going to say this every fucking week until I get down to Orlando for WrestleMania season, for WrestleMania weekend. Do not sleep on this match. Do not. And that came full circle. And I was proven right by the end of this show. Do not sleep on this match. Becky Lynch versus Natalya. This was a product of what happened last week. Becky Lynch beat Natalya with the disarmer. Nothing here important happened. Emotionless. Again, emotionless. Nothing wrong with the match. Natalya is great. Becky is great. But there's no emotion there. There's no reason for me to care about what these women are doing. There's no storyline. There's no valiant comeback. There's no babyface story. There's no babyface run challenging the bitch-like heel for the WWE Smackdown Women's Championship. It's just Becky and Natalya fighting for whatever reason on the road to WrestleMania. And they're both in the championship match. So, again, like I stated in the first 15 minutes of this video, emotionless. Becky wins with a disarmor. Makes Natalya tap. I would like to see these two again in something more of a really, really well built up feud. But it's very difficult for me and anybody to care going into WrestleMania with what they're doing with the women right now. They took everybody for the sake of, you know what, the women have been very, very good for this brand since the brand split. Everybody's worked their ass off. Everybody deserves to be in WrestleMania. We're going to put them in WrestleMania. All in the same match. This is why WWE fucked up when Naomi won the Women's Championship at the Elimination Chamber. If that match didn't take place, Naomi's not hurt. If Naomi's not hurt, we got something that I could care about and get behind with emotion. That's Naomi challenging Alexa for the Women's Championship. Now, we don't have Naomi. We don't have a Women's Championship match that anybody cares about. And we got all of the women in an emotionless fucking clusterfuck of a match. Multi-woman match. Do you get my point? I hope you do. After the match, Carmella came out with James Ellsworthless, super kicked both Lynch and Natalya and laid them both out. After she cut a promo saying that, well, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon said that all the women on the active roster are going to be competing for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm throwing my name in the hat, and I will be the Women's Champion on SmackDown Live. Miz and Maurice came down for a very special edition of Miz TV. Miz hyped his guest, who was himself, and his wife, Maurice. Miz said that they are giving everyone an inside look into the frauds that are John Cena and Nikki Bella. He showed footage of The Miz himself and Maurice attacking Bella and Cena last week, as well as him taking a shot at Cena on Talking Smack. Miz said that Bella would never get a marriage ring from Cena. Maurice said that Bella is 10 times worse than John Cena. Maurice said that she used to be best friends with Nikki Bella until she stabbed her in the back. She said that she was supposed to be on Total Divas in season 1, but Bella told her that she could get a better contract for Maurice. Maurice said that later WWE told her that there was no deal, and Bella told her that she could take care of it because she is dating John Cena and is untouchable. So, not only is Nikki Bella as worse as John Cena, Nikki Bella is a liar. So, Bella then later told her she wouldn't be on the show, and Maurice found this to be an issue. And this is becoming a big issue that's being, one of those big focus points for this feud. Maurice then went on to say Bella took money and opportunities away from her. Maurice said that Bella hurt her and vowed to make Bella suffer. Maurice said that she would expose Bella for who she is and that she is nothing more than a backstabbing, lying bitch. Love it. Cena and Bella ran down to the ring, but Miz and Maurice escaped and got out just in time. Bella grabbed the microphone and said that Maurice is crazy, and if she had the power to block Maurice for a job, then why would Maurice be here on the road to WrestleMania? Bella said that they were never friends and that Maurice steals the fans' money every single night because she stands there like a blow-up doll next to The Miz. Bella challenged Maurice to a fight so she can kick her ass. Miz then said Bella doesn't get to book matches, and who do you think you are, John Cena? You don't get to book matches like that. And that Maurice has nothing to prove at all. Miz thanked the fans. Bryan then walked out, and this is when things got really emotional. It was emotional on all levels. This is why I actually care about this feud. Because they're bringing real-life emotion into the feud. The Miz and John Cena both are going back and forth with truths about them in the business and them on the outside in their personal lives. And then Daniel Bryan comes in tonight and speaks truth because that's what Daniel Bryan does. Daniel Bryan walked out and says that the time is not up for this segment to end. Miz TV is going to continue. Bryan said that he was promised a special edition of Miz TV, but it wasn't special, but rather normal. He was here to make it special for everybody. Bryan wants to punch Miz in the face because Miz reminds him that he cannot wrestle every single night on Talking Smack. Bryan said it angers him that Miz copies him in the ring with the yes chants and the yes kicks and the yes drop kicks. He does them, and he does them quite shitty. He mentioned that. He wants to punch Miz in the face because he makes him upset. Bryan says he does know two people who can punch the Miz in the face. Bryan then booked Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki Bella at WrestleMania 33. I want to give a shout out to Silent Monster. He doesn't get enough credit for a lot of the stuff that he talks about on the podcast. He made mention of this, and this is where I heard this. He mentioned that as soon as this storyline and this feud takes that turn into, oh, well, I have a marriage ring, Maurice, and The Miz gave me this, but John Cena has a difficult time giving you one and has you sign a contract to merely be with him. He's never going to give you a ring. I have this. And Maurice is showing off that big ring that she's got on her finger. He said that as soon as they mention that aspect of this feud, you know where it's leading. Cena and Nikki are going to win at WrestleMania, and it's going to result in Cena probably proposing to Nikki Bella at WrestleMania 33. Keep an eye on that. I would not be surprised at all if that is where they are going. But, again, in this entire first hour, this was the one thing that I actually cared about the most because it had genuine emotion, it had realism to it, and everything that all parties are talking about is legit. It's mixed with work and shoot. And when you mix real with whatever's happening on television, it always makes for good story. And it's becoming a very, very interesting and intriguing story. I understand this is not the match that we all wanted for John Cena. Everybody wanted Cena versus The Undertaker. The majority of us wanted Cena versus The Undertaker. Then we went from Cena to Joe. But I will take this if they are going to continue to put on compelling television. The Miz is absolutely on top of his game with the microphone. You know what Cena can do, and we still have 2 weeks left to go. I'm all in with this, and I think it's going to be one of those things that is going to be a nice surprise at WrestleMania 33. Mickie James versus Alexa Bliss. Again, just like Natalya and Becky Lynch. Mickie James is back. I love Mickie James. I love Mickie James. I'm glad she's back. Alexa Bliss, my favorite female on the entire fucking roster that's actively competing. But why should I care? WWE made the wrong decision by putting the title on Naomi. Naomi was hurt. They gave the title back to Alexa in a poor fucking championship match, which unfortunately made Alexa a two-time champion. Alexa should have never lost the title. She should have went into WrestleMania as a champion because of the hard work and the great work she's been doing for SmackDown Live, playing their lead villain in the women's division. Naomi should have never been in a championship match, being on TV for only 3 weeks. They should have built that instead of becoming impatient going into WrestleMania. We would have had something that we genuinely cared about. Ever since Alexa Bliss won the title back from Becky Lynch in that piss-poor match a couple weeks ago, I have not cared. I have not cared. Again, nothing to really complain about here. It wasn't a bad match, but I just don't care. Mickie James wins with a Mick kick, clean. Mickie beats the champion. Another problem that we have almost every fucking week on SmackDown. Your champions are losing 2, 3, 4 weeks before WrestleMania. How are you going to be a credible champion going into WrestleMania if you're losing on SmackDown Live to Mickie James? And Bayley's losing to Nia Jax on Monday Night Raw, and Nia Jax isn't even in the fucking Women's Championship match. Why are your champions losing, period, on regular television? It's fucking lazy booking, and it should not be tolerated. I don't stand for it, and it sucks. I'm sorry. AJ Styles was shown throughout the night pacing back and forth in the parking garage, waiting for Shane McMahon to come into the arena. We finally see AJ Styles say, you know what? You guys took my WrestleMania moment away from me. Now, I'm going to create a moment for myself, because that's all I have left. Shane McMahon is arriving in the arena an hour and 15 minutes late. Okay? He's the boss. He can do whatever he wants. AJ Styles is sneaking around like Solid Snake behind fucking cars. And all of a sudden, as Shane McMahon gets out of his limousine, he says thank you to his limo driver. He's walking into the building. AJ Styles legit beats the shit out of Shane McMahon. Throws him into the steel gates. Throws him into an ice machine. Punches to the fucking face. Drops him to the ground. Picks him up by his shirt. Starts choking him. Next thing you know, Shane McMahon goes headfirst, flying into a backseat window of a rental car. Now, the stupid thing here and the illogical thing here is WWE, they just had to fucking ruin a good moment. Shane McMahon goes flying into the fucking backseat, into this backseat window of this rental car, and Fit Finlay comes over, and referees are ushering AJ Styles away. They pick Shane McMahon up off the ground, and Shane is fucking bleeding. Shane is bleeding from the top of his head down the sides of his fucking face. Bleeding. Couldn't even stand on his own 2 feet. They go to commercial. They come back. Shane is being looked at by a doctor. They're flashing a flashlight in his eyes. Tell him to follow the light up and down, left and right. They're telling him that he needs to go to the hospital. Shane McMahon's like, no, I'm not going to the fucking hospital. I'm not going nowhere near a hospital. So the Fit Finlay's like, forget the hospital. Let's take him to the trainer's room. So they get Shane McMahon up. You got 2 security guards carrying him arm in arm to the trainer's room. They show a goddamn fucking replay of the shot that AJ gave Shane McMahon as he went flying through the back seat of this window. And inside the car, there's a fucking camera. What car do you know has a fucking camera in the back? Unless it's a police security vehicle. It might have been that, but they didn't really say anything about it being a police security vehicle. Now, if it was a police security vehicle, I wouldn't be making a big deal about this, but they didn't mention anything. To me, it looked like a regular Lincoln Continental rental car. And at that point, there should be no fucking cameras in the back seat. Kind of silly that they showed that vantage point there. Cool, but it takes away from the realism. If you guys get where I'm going with that. Stupid. Just a very, very silly, illogical thing to do. Showed Shane McMahon going headfirst into the backseat of this window with a fucking camera in the backseat, showing you that vantage point from inside the car. Come on, man. That's just, again, lazy booking. And you don't follow it up with the announcers or the backstage interviewers that was a police car or a security car. Nothing. It was just there. Cameras just laying about in the car for no good reason. No explanation whatsoever. Just lazy writing and lazy booking. So McMahon is being ushered back into the arena. He's going to the trainer's room. They said that they would give us updates throughout the night. Again, the theme of this, emotionless. Mojo Rawley versus Dolph Ziggler. Who cares? 2 guys who have absolutely nothing to do at WrestleMania, who are in the Andre the Giant Memorial. I'm just glad to be here to collect a paycheck, and after this, I'm gonna go eat Tyson Kidd, might as well be fucking Tyson Kidd, Titus O'Neil and his fried chicken at catering after the match battle royal. Who cares? Ziggler got counted out because he wanted nothing to do with Mojo Rawley. So if he didn't want nothing to do with Mojo Rawley, why do I want anything to do with Dolph Ziggler and Mojo Rawley? Emotionless fucking garbage that doesn't belong on our television. Why is this on my TV during WrestleMania season? If these guys don't have a vital role in WrestleMania, don't put them on the show. Better off. Randy Orton's in the ring, cuts a promo about his plan to take away the one thing that Bray Wyatt loved, which was Sister Abigail. He said that Wyatt is now alone, but the job is not over yet because he still needs to finish what he started, which is taking the WWE Championship from Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. He swore to go into WrestleMania and take everything from Bray. This led to Bray Wyatt coming out on the Titantron, appearing and stating that he had been stripped of all his powers until he found his way back home. And they show him in the burned down rubble that is the Wyatt family compound. And underneath him, he's standing above, kneeling down, Sister Abigail's grave. He said that Orton through whatever he did, burned the soul of his sister. But Sister Abigail's spirit is the spirit of Satan, and she still beats in the hearts of her power. He said that he is the Lord of Lords, and he is the all-powerful God. Wyatt started digging up Sister Abigail's grave. He literally took fistfuls of dirt from her grave, and he started smearing it on his arms, and he started smearing it on his face, which was a beautiful visual, by the way. Will we see Sister Abigail at WrestleMania? I hope so. I hope we see something fucking freaky or supernatural to add to this feud, because right now, I think it's reached its peak. With the burning of the Wyatt family compound, this feud has reached its peak. And Randy Orton coming out just like that, out of nowhere, unbeknownst to everybody, it just literally came out of left field that this guy was turning on Bray. They didn't wait. They just went right to the turn. It didn't even happen in the ring. It didn't happen after a couple of weeks. It didn't happen at Mania. They went right to it. It just came out of left field, out of nowhere. No pun intended. So Bray is there digging up his sister's grave, taking the dirt from her grave and rubbing it on his face. And then he's standing there with his arms wide out, saying, "Follow the buzzards." Fucking flat out satanic ritual happening on SmackDown. I love it. I think it's great. Bray Wyatt still keeping this feud going. Randy Orton was boring. Randy Orton did nothing for me on tonight's show. Last week when he burned the fucking building down, that was fantastic. This week went to Bray Wyatt. What are they going to do next week? We got to find out. But I liked Bray Wyatt's segment here. Randy Orton not so much. Very, very boring from Randy Orton. Baron Corbin cuts a backstage promo about how he didn't cross the line last week and then challenged Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 33. He challenged Dean Ambrose, but Dean Ambrose wasn't even on the show. So we're still not without confirmation here. We still have no confirmation for an Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania. IC title, your second most important title in this company, still does not have a confirmed match for WrestleMania. Lazy. Lazy booking. Tag Team Championship. Oh, there wasn't even a tag team match. It was just a regular tag team match. It wasn't even a championship match. American Alpha versus the Usos. Again, man, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Nobody at home cared about this. Because how could you care about this when the Usos cut the biggest, best promo of their career and it wasn't followed up immediately the following week? We went 3 weeks with nothing as far as tag team wrestling on SmackDown. Now, all of a sudden, you want us to go back and remember, they didn't even cut back to a fucking promo. They didn't even relive what they said. They didn't recap what they said. They just put them in a match because there's nobody else on the fucking division or nobody else on the show that SmackDown wants to give attention to. We don't even know if the SmackDown Tag Team Championships are going to be defended at the show. Alpha versus the Usos. Again, Your champions lose. The Usos win. Gable hit a belly-to-belly suplex on Jey Uso. Then another suplex to Jimmy Uso. Jey rolled up Gable for it too. American Alpha went for the Grand Amplitude. Or, it wasn't the Grand Amplitude. I believe they went for the Steiner-esque Bulldog off the top rope. Jimmy pushed Gable off the top rope. And Jordan had Jey on his shoulders. Jimmy kicked Jordan right in the face. Jey came down on Jordan, rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. The Usos beat your tag team champions, American Alpha. Does it matter? No. Because the tag team championships don't matter. The division doesn't matter. And SmackDown Live and all the writers made sure that they let you know that they don't care about what the Usos did 3 weeks ago, cutting that amazing promo about why they are coming after American Alpha's tag team championships. If they don't care, we are not going to care. What did you get out of this review? Pretty much everything with WWE right now, unless you're Brock Lesnar, Bill Goldberg, or Shane McMahon, AJ Styles. You're looking at right now an emotionless WrestleMania. That's pretty much it. Cold, hard facts this week on your SmackDown Live review. Shane McMahon was shown as the last thing before the screen went to black. McMahon walked out, says that Styles wants an opponent for WrestleMania. He's got one now. So it's pretty much official. Shane versus AJ at WrestleMania. Now, before I go off, I want to make things clear with this Shane McMahon, AJ Styles situation. 1, again, do not sleep on the match. 2, I forgot to write down in my notes that Daniel Bryan confronted AJ Styles after he beat down Shane McMahon. He said that that was completely an act of cowardice. I have lost all respect for you. And AJ was like, what are you going to do? Fire me? And Daniel Bryan says, you damn right I'm going to fire you. Get the hell out of my building. He had 3 security guards with him. They all ushered AJ Styles out of the building. Now, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if AJ is really fired or not, because Shane McMahon just came back out and challenged AJ Styles to a match at WrestleMania. But before I leave here, I want to make things perfectly clear with you guys that this match with AJ and Shane offers up a few possibilities. And I'm not watching Talking Smack. They might as well, or they could very well be saying this on Talking Smack right now. I'm not watching it. Couple of possibilities here. If he is really fired, they could make a match where if AJ wins, he gets to keep his job, and he gets a one-on-one match with the WWE Champion coming out of WrestleMania. If Shane McMahon wins, AJ is off Raw, or AJ is off SmackDown, and has the possibility of going to Raw. That's that. Because there have been rumors that Vince McMahon wants AJ Styles on Monday Night Raw. This could be the way out for AJ to go to Raw. And whoever comes over from Raw to compensate for the loss of AJ Styles, that remains to be seen. Those could be a possibility. It could be loser leaves town. If AJ wins, he gets to keep his job and gets a WWE Championship match. There will be some type of stipulation here. Based on what happened on this show, we could be looking at a Orlando street fight. We could be looking at a no holds barred. We could be looking at some type of match like that. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to find out in the next couple of weeks. I just wanted to make that well known to you guys. That's what I took away from that. This could be an out for AJ to go to Monday Night Raw. Just keep that in the back of your minds. Not saying that's going to happen, but it could very well happen. Now, a lot of people were thinking that, that AJ Styles beat up Shane McMahon so badly that maybe he wasn't going to come out and say, you know what, now I'm going to be fighting AJ at WrestleMania. The opportunity was still there up until the very closing moments of this show, where Shane McMahon could have come out and stated next week that he is unable to go. He's got a concussion. He's not going to be cleared for WrestleMania. He wants very much to go into a ring at WrestleMania and challenge AJ Styles. That could have been another easy out for WWE to bring in a Finn Balor, for Shane to talk to Stephanie about bringing Balor over and challenging Styles for brand supremacy, interpromotional, something like that. They could have brought up Nakamura. You want a match at WrestleMania? I got you the best fucking opponent that money could buy. And they bring up Nakamura, and due to Shane's inability to go, it could have been Shinsuke versus AJ Styles. Or, rumor was going around that Kurt Angle was in the building. It could have very well been Kurt Angle. I still got you the best opponent that money can buy. We're here in Pittsburgh, his hometown. I'd like to introduce you to your opponent at WrestleMania. And they dedicate enough time for Kurt Angle to come out and face-to-face with AJ Styles to close SmackDown Live. They left themselves open for that. They didn't take advantage of it. We got Shane versus AJ at WrestleMania. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Wanted to let you know where I was coming from as far as there will probably be something added as far as stipulations go to this match. It's going to be very stipulation heavy. I just feel it. If not, I'd be surprised. Not going to be too concerned if it's not, but this could be an easy way for AJ to go to Monday Night Raw like the rumors report, like Vince wants AJ on Raw. So like I said, we'll see as the weeks go on. We got 2 weeks left to go for SmackDown Live. All in all, you guys got the message of this review. You guys got the message of this show. I was not happy with it outside the Miz and the Cena segment, outside of the AJ Styles and Shane McMahon segment. Other than that, there was absolutely nothing but emotionless fucking WrestleMania build on this episode of SmackDown Live. And if you don't realize that and you're okay with that and you're just going to settle, wisen up, man. Wisen up. Not everything you watch is good. Not everything that they feed you needs to be taken whole, swallowed, and digested, man. You don't need to sit here and be content, or content with this show. Come on, man. Monday Night Raw, we all know could do better. SmackDown, we all know could do better. WWE as a whole could do better. This is fucking WrestleMania. If you're not putting your best foot forward for WrestleMania, what does that say about the company and how they feel about this event? They don't care. They don't care. And the funny thing is, last year they had half a fucking roster going into Dallas. This year, everybody is all hands on deck. And they're still giving you half-ass bullshit, half-ass storylines, and a half-ass WrestleMania. What's more important to WWE? Making sure WrestleMania lives up to the actual fucking verbiage in its name? Or the fact that WWE just merely wants to entertain? But are they really entertaining? No, they're not. They're just getting by week to week to week with half-assed, uncreative, lazy storylines. Simple as that. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up. I'll be back with more great content this week, as always. Until then, I am JD from New York. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later this week for more WWE news and rumors. I'll talk to you later.